Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 90 Degree Show, hosted by the Marching Podcast and Blog Talk Radio. Advice may be misleading, but examples are always clear. And here's your host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
Good evening and welcome to the 90 Degree Show. I'm your host, Joe Beard, and happy to be of service for you tonight. Today is October 11th, 2015. It's 5 o'clock on the West Coast and 8 o'clock on the East Coast. We appreciate all those listening live and listening in podcast form, whether through iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, our website, Facebook, Twitter, or wherever you are on the interwebs this evening. At the end of the broadcast, if you decide you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network, if you feel so in your heart, of course. Just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button to help improve the show and help build our scholarship fund. All right. Thank you for listening tonight. We welcome you again to the 2015 and happy to talk another year of bands with our beloved schools, and this year we're happy to welcome the real experts into the conversation and hard-working experts on the road, because we are live right now in hot band battleship terms, if you will. It reminds me of an old Saturday Night Live. It was a little skit they were talking about, this is live. Everyone knows that game on us right now because we are live. Well, we are live, y'all, because it's a battle of the bands going on right now, and it was one going on today, and we had a lot of first-hand sideline reporters there, so we're really excited to have you. Let's get a hello from our panelists this evening, the great Christy Walker. What's going on this evening, Miss Walker?
Nothing much, just trying to staying close to an outlet because my Periscope is blowing up.
I know. I like the little whistle. I'm all excited, but it has been going off pretty much crazy ever since Thursday this week.
Yeah.
Really good time
weekend.
This weekend. And let's bring in the owner and founder of Block Band Music and Publishing, Rashard Waters. What's going on tonight, man?
What's happening? Hey, Christy, I found your band tape.
Really?
No, not really.
Gosh.
Not
See,
really.
I knew that was a setup. Killing me.
Good to see you guys. I'm on the road right now, leaving Richmond, Virginia, on my way back to Durham, just leaving the Virginia-North Carolina Battle of the Bands. If I'm not mistaken, this is the second year in a row where North Carolina has been victorious, so great work there.
Okay. Oh, man, see, this is what I'm saying. You got to throw in a little teaser right there. You got to be like, hey,
just a tease, just a little bit.
Right, just to be like, we don't know who won yet, so like, yeah, we break it down, but that's all right, y'all. We have to get the details of what's particularly happened. Folks may not believe Rashad, so we'll definitely hear about that. We'll hear about other bands, but it was a really good weekend. I'm just looking at my little stuff from what we saw, but thanks for listening tonight. We had a lot of good matchups. Tonight's show is presented by EJ Yay Earthly on Periscope, my man Majin Boo Blackout. Now, when I say Boo, it's B-U-U, because I'm just thinking I'm not, I guess the brother ain't calling himself Boo, but Majin B-U-U Blackout.
Majin Buu.
Rod.
That's Majin Buu is a Dragon Ball Z character.
Oh, okay.
See, you wouldn't know that, Rashad.
Hey, but you see why we got the outstanding intellectuals we have on the show. Outstanding. We have Rod C. I think he did another one of something on Periscope as well, so I saw him. So that was the Periscope. And our own Rashard Waters. I think Pranks Tao I saw something from her on Periscope this weekend.
Yeah, she Prankstar. She came through in the clutch. She was
yes.
good.
I was really excited about hers. Really good to see that fifth. The battle wasn't all that, but like the collection of folks, the view, the picture was beautiful. Really excited about that. And I think that was it on Periscope. And then Killer Kev Productions. Shout out to my crab brother Troy. I always talk about Killer Kev and the Detroit folks. They definitely let folks know where they are from. And then my man Chicago Marching Bands. This Terrell Eric Williams. Shout out to him. He had, I think he filmed. Oh, well, we'll get into what he filmed. But I know I was excited about his footage. We'll get into it. Marching 8 to 5, of course, and then Mr. TJ85. I know specifically him. Shout out to your brother. Thank you, Travis Johnson. He sent me the note on Facebook and was like, yeah, we got Savannah State. He got Savannah State on tape, so we got a chance to check out them. So North Carolina A&T and Norfolk, Southern and Bama State, and Central's homecoming was this weekend. Shout out to brother Raymond Key, the director there. He let me know specifically, it was going to be the Battle of the Bands and all the stuff this weekend.
Miles.
And that's a really good pull as far as bands to bring Miles to your homecoming. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Central. Shout out to Central for pulling Miles. Saw the Battle of the Bands there on Periscope on Friday night, so really excited. On Ashley's, I saw most of hers, so shout out to her on that. So really excited then about all the things going on tonight. So I will mute your guys' microphones so we can get the beloved sponsors out the way and we can start talking some bands tonight. Tonight's show is brought to you by Liquid Effects Photography, to Edge One Productions, Block Band Music and Publishing, and HBCUbands.com. Let's take the time to hear from them now.
Hey, this your girl, Casey Nesbitt, 2000 graduate of Jackson State University, Crab of 1996 of the Sonic Boom of the South, 2002 graduate of North Carolina Agriculture and Technical State University, Aggie Pride, also a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Fall 1997 Delta Pi Chapter, and you're listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
Having an anniversary party, birthday party, or better yet, you're about to marry that special someone? Liquid Effects Photography is the perfect choice to immortalize all your most special moments. With 10 years of dependable professional service that can deliver from the conventional to the best in cutting-edge technology and creativity. Come experience the uniqueness of Liquid Effects Photography. We serve the entire upper Midwest and will travel further upon request. Come check us out at liquideffects.com. That's LIQUIDEFFEX.com. Or call us at 773-454-5556. That's 773-454-5556.
From photo shoots to graduation pictures, from probates to band footage, from pageants to yard shows, there's only one team you can count on, the Edge One Productions. Visit theedge1.com and trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Need to write music and drill? Get it on the field. Outfit your band. Keep your administrator happy and still have a life. Encountering drama in the process, ain't nobody got time for that. Let Block Band Music assist you with musical arrangements and drills to fit your band, and also the equipment, gear, and accessories to keep the visuals, music, and marching on point. Contact blockbandmusic@gmail.com and see how this worldwide minority-owned business can uplift your band.
What if there was a Facebook for bands? Wait a minute, there is. Bandhead.org. Bandhead.org is the social network for HBCU show bands. You can create your own profile and post videos, photos, and comments on Bandhead.org. Need somewhere to post events, audition schedules, job postings? Check out Bandhead.org. Are you recruiting for talent? Go to Bandhead.org. Bandhead.org, a social network for bands.
Hello, this is Professor Snipes with the Miles College Purple Marching Machine. You are now listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
We're back. Thank you for listening tonight. You bringing us back Savannah State University, bringing us back from the break. Thanks all for y'all for listening. Thanks for the love and support. Had some outstanding numbers. And of course, we attribute it to, of course, adding the more feminine nature to our broadcast. So we also appreciate that. But just thanks for anyone listening. Saw a couple even comments of folks were saying, "Oh yeah, we usually listen to the show." I was like, "What?" Oh, well, all right. We'll appreciate that. So 718-664-6025. You're here with Week 6. We'll bring in Rashard, and we'll bring in Christy Walker here to the broadcast, of course. And, of course, we always let the ladies go first, Christy. So, Christy, please tell us about your week.
Oh, my gosh. I should have written down all the bands I've seen this weekend. I should do like Rashad does with his, copious notes. But
put it on a napkin.
Yeah, no, not a napkin. But write it down somewhere. So I saw, Miles versus Central State. And every time you say Central, I keep thinking it's North Carolina Central, but it's actually Central State. So
I was going to say that same thing.
Yeah.
It's that regional difference. It's that regional difference because, we do have those regional things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But anyway, so I saw that battle, and then let's see. I saw a little bit of A&T versus Norfolk State. I saw Alabama State versus Southern. And then today I saw the Virginia versus North Carolina Battle of the Bands. And even as we speak, I think Talladega and Southern just had a stand battle in the Battle of the Bands. It was a high school Battle of the Bands, and I guess Talladega and Southern were there in Mobile. And so if you hear my little Periscope whistle going off, it's because folks are going live. I mean, it's really going on as we speak, so.
That's tight. I got mine next to my mic just in case people hear it. So you know what I'm saying? Just in case they know. They know I'm
I don't know if you can hear this now, but I don't know if your listeners will be able to make it out. But yeah,
That sounds like Southern.
Yeah.
Southern. It's Southern with two D's. Southern.
Yeah. So, what's going on right now? I'm not playing a recorded clip. This is something that's going on, live right now. So, yeah, it's been a busy weekend.
Well, that's cool. So, what what did you think about, I guess we can get into the Norfolk, North Carolina A&T battle. What did you think about that?
Well, I only got to see a little bit of the fifth. I did not see the actual halftime because I was out running errands on a Saturday. From what I heard, though, I didn't hear really good things from either program. Like the people who were watching it, and this is just secondhand information. They said that they weren't impressed with either halftime show. I mean, that remains to be seen because I'm gonna just be honest and say I didn't see it, and plus, it's A&T, and that's my alma mater, so I don't want to come off as biased. But the fifth was a pretty good battle. I mean, I enjoyed what I heard. They were going back and forth for several songs. It definitely wasn't one of those one and out kind of deals. So
yeah, it was long.
Yeah. So
Christy, did A&T show that they have a book? Because I remember I mentioned that last week that I didn't know that they had one. So did they show that they actually have a little bit of a book?
Yeah, they did. They played some songs that I hadn't heard in a while, and I know that I got to see the block between Cold Steel and $1 Million Funk Squad, because that's what happened after the game as well.
Yeah.
And so shout out to Funk Squad Female for Periscope, for showing that on Periscope. So yeah, I got to see that battle too.
Well, that's what's up. Now, Christy, so of course, like you said, you can't necessarily say bias, but were you well, you know what? Let me ask you this. I had trouble when I was first watching it, who was who. So I saw the guy I was watching on Periscope was closer to one band, then he got on the 50. But was A&T the band that had the tubas across the back? And I guess Norfolk had the tubas up and down on the side. One band had tubas across the top, and the other band had the tubas on the side.
Oh my gosh! Now that I don't remember. That I honestly don't remember. I feel like I need to see a little more, because the funny thing is about that rivalry is that I actually used to work at Norfolk State. I actually taught chemistry there this is way back in the day. And so, I have plenty of friends from that institution and plenty of people that I know. So it's been a bit of a rivalry. And the past couple of years, they actually haven't played each other due to schedules. And so, to have them play each other again is a real good thing. I'm glad that rivalry is started up again.
Well, I definitely got a chance to see it. It made me think of Rashad, because Rashad brought it up, talking about like the book and all of that, because like the main thing I thought about was like, wow, A&T, like, I don't know, it seemed like they declining a little bit in the stands, like the sound or something. Like it ain't the same. Because I mean the shows are dope, but like, wow, that surprised me.
I still like the fact that, and I'm just speaking on A&T, that A&T has, the theme, and, they go with it. I mean, and they were even doing themes back in the day when I was marching. And I like the fact they keep it up. But, yeah, I feel like in the stands this year, in comparison to last year, maybe the sound is just not there. It's a good, solid sound, but I feel like maybe last year was a stronger year for A&T. But that's fine. I mean, every year varies from year to year, and when you're a band head, and you watch bands all the time, you can see those little nuances. And so, I mean, that's fine with it. Not saying that A&T is weak by any means, but I found that. I think I might have liked last year's sound a little bit better.
So basically, A&T is the Ohio State of show-style bands. Great field show, but we don't know what's going on in the stands.
No, I wouldn't make it that. See, those words are a little too strong. I wouldn't say I don't know what's going on in the stands. I would just say that it's not. It was not as strong as last year, but that's fine.
Yeah. That's huge to me, because like A&T was, they was like, hey, we the best band in the country or in the world, because of course we talk world, of course. But yeah, I mean, they was like, yo, we are the dopest, and it's pretty much, and especially after them winning the Hondas, after them couple years, I mean, they were strong in the sense. But this, when I didn't know who was who, I was like, wow, am I looking at Norfolk State and A&T? Let me make sure. So I think the band with the tubas across the top, I was just looking at my notes, I think that was A&T, because the band...
That's Norfolk. And the tubas across the top is going to be Norfolk. Inside.
Are you serious, yo?
Yeah, the tubas are behind the percussion. I didn't see the tape, but I know that's how Norfolk sets up. The tubas on the side is A&T.
But I think Norfolk State is starting to peak at the right time. I think that this year they were kind of a little sleeper band, because let's just be honest, Norfolk State in the past few years since Dr. Sanford left has been a fish sandwich at best. Okay, put it out there. Ain't nobody been checking for Norfolk, and I mean, I got plenty of people that I love from that program and everything, but they ain't been checking for Norfolk. And I feel like Norfolk was kind of a sleeper band this year, and they're starting to peak a little bit. And I mean, the school itself is going through a lot of drama that, you know, God love your HBCUs, but they're going through a lot of drama. So I mean, they're probably not going to travel a lot of places. They definitely don't have that kind of budget, but I do know that they're starting to peak a little bit. And
wow.
I mean, I can appreciate that.
Well, if that's the case, man, I thought the band with the tubas across the back sounded better than the band, because it's funny. It's like the Pepsi challenge. Like I didn't know which one it was. So I was like, okay, yeah. So
that's
just
great.
off gate, I was like, okay, yeah, this band sounds better. This band, I was like, oh, that's A&T. And so then I was like, oh yeah, that's Norfolk, easy. But wow, Rashad, if someone could confirm that for us, let me know, because I easily had my notes that the tubas across the back was actually the better sounding band, you know, and the play calling was just all right in that battle. It was a lot of slow songs and stuff. People hating on the marches though. I love marches. I mean, that's just me, but I love some marches.
I love marches, but I don't love 5 or 6 in a row. I mean,
what? Oh, okay, sorry.
I can't
like
get with 5 or 6 in a row.
Oh man, okay. Well, so what, Christy? What about if it was mixed in with the play call? Let's say you had one march and you played like 4 other songs, then played another march. So you always playing a march throughout the night. That's cool.
That's fine with me. That's fine.
Then you would be FAMU.
Yeah,
no,
and
FAMU will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
But then you know play a march, play something completely different, and then go back to playing a march. That's FAMU.
Well, I do like that a little bit better. I mean, it's just variety. I think it's just, you know, okay, we get, like, when you play march, you know, by the time you get to number 3, okay, we get it. You know, you can play marches. We know, like, you know. But if you mix it up a little bit, then it just brings some variety.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad I heard that. So, yeah, thanks, Rashad. Definitely, if y'all know anything about that battle, y'all let us know. Rashad, did you get a chance to see that game?
No, sir. I saw nothing when it comes to anything that was recorded. Everything I saw this weekend was live and in your face.
Oh, nice.
Okay, let me find out.
That's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. So, right quick, let me go to another band, and Christy, I asked you about it first. The Miles Central State Homecoming Weekend. Ashley was there. You know what? I'm gonna make sure this isn't her. There's someone from the 773. I think that's Chicago. Caller from the 773. Tell us what your name is and where you're calling from tonight.
Hello, this is Terrell. I'm talking about Chicago Marketing YouTube channel.
Is that Terrell?
Yeah.
What's going on with you, man? How you doing, man? Good to meet you.
Nothing much. How you doing? Mr. Key.
I'm doing all right.
Mr. Key at Central State is my former high school band director here in Chicago. He called me last week and said, you know, Miles is coming up soon. Central, and I was like, it's a 4-hour drive, so I made the trip, went out there and got some footage of him.
Okay, yeah, man, because, you know, he asked me if, you know, we were going to do the show. I was like, hey, man, wherever we get the video, you know what I'm saying? I know I saw Christy in the chat room or, you know, in Periscope or whatever. Rashad, did you get a chance to see anything of Central and Miles? Or, you know, or you said nothing recorded, so you weren't in Ohio. Yeah. So that's what's up. Okay, so so right quick, Terrell, what you think, man, of the whole thing? Well, tell us about what happened. Were you there Friday night?
Yeah, I got there Friday night, just before it started.
Okay. How was it, man? What did you think?
Actually, I thought it was great. It was my first time seeing Miles in person. I haven't heard from Miles in a while. I guess I just haven't been checking for him, but I haven't seen him in years. And I got to meet Professor Snipes, found out he's a subscriber of my YouTube channel. But I thought both fans did a great job. Just from a sheer power standpoint, I mean, you have to give that to Miles because they were about 3 times as big as Central. But everybody had a good time. CBS, KK Sound was out in full force. So it was a great weekend.
Okay. Yeah, man, I agree with you on that one. I mean, they were bigger. I was like, the first thing you notice when they marched in is that, their size, and of course they started cranking and all. So I mean, overall, I guess to say like wins and L's on Friday nights. Was there anything else that like stood out to you from either band, or would you say Miles was just better overall?
I'll say Miles was better overall, but I wouldn't sleep on Central if I'll say Mr. Key does some good recruiting, adds, some numbers. I mean, they were very well balanced. Both bands were very well balanced.
Right.
As for you, but we were inside a gym at that point. But I would probably go ahead and give the overall win to Miles. But I will give a shout out to Central State Tubas. They held their business.
Oh
down.
yeah, they did.
They really did.
Okay, so
they
that's
had
what's
a
up.
section in there twice as big.
Yeah, now they had in that battle they had the little sectional riffs going back and forth. And I think one little tuba, I think they were playing and like one guy was soloing or something like that.
Mhm.
I thought that was all right. I guess they sounded better together. He himself, his tone it was funny, but I definitely like the comments of what people were saying about it. Christy, what did you think about Central State and Miles on Friday night?
Well, I will agree totally with the caller. I thought it was a very good battle. I would probably say that Miles got the edge, but it wasn't like, Central State was not good, because they were good in plenty of spots. I will go along and also say that I do feel like this definitely is the year of the tuba. The theme that I've been seeing a lot with these bands is like everybody's got like a strong tuba section this year, and then I've noticed that between two bands, the song selection is what's killing people, and I feel like that's kind of the same thing that happened at the Miles Central State thing. The song selection can really make or break you, and I don't know what's going on with these directors this year, but I guess they sleeping on the song selection. I think that's an important strategy to have.
Like, what do you mean? Like, are they playing songs that the band can't play well, or you're just not really feeling the actual song itself?
Right. And you can tell when bands are going through the motions. I mean, you can tell. But, I thought it was a really good battle. I think Miles is a really good program. I'd say in the past 5-7 years or so, they've kind of had some inconsistent years. But I think now they're definitely on the upswing. And I have to admit, I have not kept up a lot with what Central State is doing. And so maybe somebody else will be able to comment on that. But I have not seen a lot of them. They're kind of an under the radar band too, I think, just because they're in Ohio. Yeah, and so I don't want to say something out of turn or say something wrong. Maybe one of you all can speak a little bit more on Central State.
I know they were in Dave Chappelle's block party about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think of them with that, but also I noticed.
I marched with Brian Millsap. Like, we marched together in the band. So who was the director during that during the Dave Chappelle?
That's right. You marched with him, huh?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And he was the he was the director at Dudley, I believe. Rashad, my famous Dudley story, Rashad, he was the director there in '96. So he was the director that came in there.
Yep.
I remember also we invited Dudley to a Hornets game, and we were in the pep band, and I remember he was yelling over at me and three of my friends, and he was like, come on, get up the steps. And we were like, what? And he was like, you not in my. He was like, you guys look like babies. Like, he thought we was the high school people. I was like, nah, man, we go to Smith, brother. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, man. I always remember that story. But yeah, that trips me out how well that they're doing and how Dudley, how that story haunts me. But yeah, man. But I think Central. I always think Central's good. One thing I think about them, I think about the Utah Jazz. and the pick and roll, the old school Jerry Sloan days. Central State loves some pinwheels. The couple of the footage I've seen of them, they do a lot of pinwheels, and they do it all right for their size. I really like when small bands like understand spacing, and they don't get scared out there on the field, and they still do, and execute step twos or pinwheels with good precision. So I like that. The sound, like you say, because they're a small band, they still understand, listening together and all that, but it's hard playing against an After Miles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, oh, okay, you rooting for him. But shout out to the one brother with the locks and the glasses. And yeah, we don't say dreads, y'all, because it's not dreadful, but we say locks. But the brother was cranking. I think the little scream, the dude was screaming, and you heard him. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of your clips, Terrell, you had him on Central's band, and he was just in there waiting in the pocket with him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? My man Maurice Bailey. Shout out to him. So that was real cool to see. So like you say, man, they are maybe doing some good recruiting, and maybe next year they'll be able to fill in the gaps. But I was, of course, I was impressed with Central, but having Miles there, it made him look, not as good as Miles. But I like that they brought Miles there for their homecoming. So maybe some people in that area can be like, yo, we need to go to Central, or maybe we need to go up there and make sure Central come with it next year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to that. Shout out to you. Thanks, Terrell. You can, if you had listened to any other anything, man, we can keep you on till we get to the commercial break. We got about 10 to 12 minutes left in that. If that's all right with you, man. Oh, I don't know. Were you listening to the show on your phone?
Oh yeah, I'm on my phone, but I'm good. We good.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So let me ask you guys. Okay, yeah, we're doing all right with time. Let me ask you guys about the other matchup that I'm sure a lot of folks were looking and checking out. That is SU Bama State. Shout out to Bama State. I really hate that Lifetime canceled their show. I really wish that maybe they let them finish the season before they just in the middle of it be like, oh, we're not going to play it no more. I don't know if that has a psychological effect on them, or if, Bama State scared to come out now this year because of that. I don't know. But I thought that, they seemed timid and not against Southern. Of course, we only know the video from what we saw, but the fifth, and even, the halftime show, they just seemed kind of timid. What did you think about SU and Bama State, Christy?
Well, I have to say that Bama State, they've kind of been underwhelming me this season, unfortunately, because I really like that program, and I have some really close friends that marched in that program. But I don't think it was just when you said that when they were timid, that it might have been just because it was SU. I don't think because it was because it was SU. I think they've been like that the whole season. Especially when they, I think it was at Tennessee State, and they played some other folks that I saw them up against. Maybe it's just an off year for them. They're just song selection is killing them. Lack of trumpets are killing them. I mean, okay, everybody has down years. Every program has down years. Every so often. So I thought that Southern pretty much dominated that whole fifth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to let you know, Rashad, I know you said you hadn't seen anything that was taped, but yeah, that's pretty much what it looked like. It got really bad. I have to tell you, Rashad. I don't know the name, the names of songs better than I do, but you know what? I take that back. It was something by Ray Sherman or Ray Sherman, whatever. The two dudes.
Money makes the world go round.
I think that's what it was.
This could be us. That's what it's called. Or that could be us. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
right.
It could be us.
it's the song that sound like "Hey" in the middle of the barn for a little while, and then they come back, and then is right. Okay, so Southern plays that. Wasn't thrilled that they were singing. That super turned me off. Right.
You don't like singing?
Oh God, Chrissy! Oh my goodness! You know what? Bethune came on my Periscope Thursday night, and I was over.
Now that's the choir band. I can't with them. I can't. But anyway, I don't want to get you off track.
But the singing, it's just it just makes it just irks me. So when Southern, oh my God, when the scariest band of all sings, it's just like, man, it's just an academic going on, However, they came with the singing and coming in super loud. It kind of worked because Bama State, oh my God, their first note was off after that, and it was super embarrassing. And then after that, Southern just left. They're like, okay, what do we have to be here for anyway? After that, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, it was definitely super domination. Terrell, did you see or have you seen Southern this year? Or have you seen Alabama State this year?
No, I haven't seen Southern this year, but I did see Alabama State. I went to cover them at the John Merritt Classic against Tennessee State.
Okay.
And I sort of feel the same way as Christy. It was just one of the band heads there at the event made a comment that it's when they play Tennessee State, now they play Southern. I think that but their problem is just their arrangements. Not to knock anyone. It was just their sort of, how did he put it to me, kind of dry. And yeah, they're sort of going through the motions. I mean, you listen to the radio nowadays and really much nothing to play but, rap tunes and, the latest bubblegum flicks. But it does seem like they're having an off year, maybe their heart just isn't all in it. But I don't know, that's within their program. But that was my first time seeing Alabama State in person, so I went in, with an open mind, and I actually enjoyed them. But a couple band heads at the event, against Tennessee State. And doing the fifth quarter, it's their arrangements so they matching up to them, but everybody has those issues.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it surprised us. It surprised me. Bama State is usually and especially to me, they're right there. But it's them and Alcorn as far as accuracy and slurring a whole bunch of stuff. It's man, if they didn't slur so much, boy, they would be dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's how I always feel about Alabama State.
Yeah, man, but this year, like I said, I don't know if it's the show or whatever. I really wanted to see what happened with the Noob and the drum major. I forgot the light-skinned brother.
Ray, and what's the other boy? The other boy, the boy where his dad was a drum major, and I think he's still drum major.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was like, well, man, what happened? And then the brother went back to set. And, man, did you see? He threw that mace kind of hard at you.
Okay, so let's talk about Bama State style and how, so, yeah, they stopped, in the middle of, episode 4 or something like that. But somebody leaked all the episodes, the remaining episodes, online, and this was, a couple weeks after they showed episode 4, and so everybody was like, oh, I gotta watch these other, 4 episodes, because I think it was 8 episodes in total, and I got to, to episode 6 or episode 7, and then I went away to do something, cook dinner or whatever. By the time I came back, whoever had taken it down, and those episodes never to be seen again, so.
Yeah, and I didn't even know about that. I missed that. I missed those. So, yeah, I don't even know what happened to do and bringing the young guy on. Rashad, did you get a chance to check out any of those episodes? Did you like the show, man?
Yeah, I liked the first episode. I think I saw the first 2 episodes. It seemed to be pretty positive. I didn't get the chance to. It wasn't
right. It wasn't ratchet. I appreciated that.
Right, that's the problem. Right, that's the problem. Is that
right.
It has to be ratchet in order to get viewership. So. But I enjoyed the small amount that I saw. And I hope that maybe we can find those pirate episodes. Maybe if, they get leaked on YouTube and if enough people watch them, they'll say, oh, wow, look at this, and maybe they'll show them again or something.
Yeah, man, that's a really good point. I know. I stay tuned in, and I got it too. I like reality shows, though. I'll admit, I be into all of them. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, if it's like 40 or 50% black people, and like they say, and they can read and write, and it ain't too off the chain, I'm gonna pretty much watch it. You know what I mean?
They can read and write.
I'm like. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. The whole okay, maybe I shouldn't have said read and write. Maybe that's that was an under back, yeah. But too unratchetness, as they say. Maybe not too ignorant, but yeah, the Love and Hip Hop. I tried to watch that, and man, that's one of them shows where it's like, oh, I hope not other than black people are watching this show. Like, it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, though. Some people like it, but I guess that's why they're making the money they are. But of course, that's another thing. So let me look at the docket here. Got a little couple of minutes in this first. But outside of that, I think, did we talk about, we talked about A&T and State. I did want to say about North Carolina A&T and Norfolk State. The weather was a trip. You guys are dealing with the hurricane over there on the East Coast, and a lot of flooding and all that stuff. So I noticed the weather. Also, that NC, that A&T and Norfolk was like pretty much like a really long fifth. I think that's one of the longer ones I've watched this year. And I think we talked about, I did talk about A&T, not being all that in the stands or whatever. But I did think that on the field that Norfolk had a little bit of a better show, or I thought that they had a little bit of an edge in the victory. And now I'm knowing it was them in the stands, I guess I have to give it Norfolk them in the stands too. But we were talking about announcers, and the announcer, he said, I thought it was funny, he was like, y'all always talking about Agate Pride. I'm here to tell y'all that's Agate Jive. I was like, dude. I was like,
what decade are we in again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything comes back, though. Everything comes back.
Yeah, it rhymes. So I thought it was funny, But but I was like, okay, that's Norfolk. But I guess I was more surprised that I was expecting A&T to run over them. I guess that was the main thing of like this weekend when someone said they had A&T in the Norfolk game. I was like, well, I'm gonna watch it just cause, but it's pretty much A&T is gonna slaughter them, and that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? So that was really kind of the big thing that jumped at me this weekend. And then I was really happy to see Savannah State got Mr. JT85 posted Savannah State, so it was really cool to see them. And they're really small. Same thing with Central, but they have a decent sound. And our man Chris Jones was there out here last week talking about, he helped them this summer. So they're a sleeper band too, Christy. I think Savannah State is on the rise as well. Yeah, so hopefully, they'll – and I hate to say it, but they do need some numbers. I mean, they're small, and I think they're together and all, but, if they come with a little bit of some numbers, I'll be happy with that. Terrell, man, I want to ask you, man, before we wrap up on this break, man, is there anything else you want to let us know about? Any events you wanted to let the listeners know about while you're on the air?
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for taking my call. Pretty much, I don't know if I'm done with the season right now back in Chicago. I don't have anything right on my docket, but I would just like to say, check out my YouTube channel, Chicago Marching Band. I'm still uploading footage from Central State versus Miles. The fifth quarter's up. The halftime show is up. But, just, check me out. I need more subscribers.
Definitely. Well, shout out to you, man. Definitely love what you do. Also, I always want to give a shout out to people in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? Since are you from Chicago? Are you born and raised from Chicago?
Yes, born and raised Chicago. Been here all my life.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, being from St. Louis, you understand, how band is so much different, and it ain't like the same like how it's ruling and how it runs the South or whatever. So it's real cool to see anybody in the Midwest film in HBCUs or traveling like you do, man. So we appreciate it. And I know, and I appreciate you also, too. Our man Terrell is signed up for the Chopping It Up episode. I usually send the link out to folks, and, you know, it's hard to get folks to click on the link. But, Terrell, we appreciate you signing up for your time already, man. We really appreciate it. Deal with less paperwork, man. So appreciate that, man. Looking forward to talking to you, man.
Oh, no problem. And again, shout out to Mr. Ramon Key, my former high school band director, my mentor. He is the director of bands at Central State University. He's doing a magnificent job out there. And I just pray he can, that program continue to improve and strive.
That's what's up, man. We sure appreciate your time, man. Appreciate your call.
No problem.
All right, 718-664-6025. You're welcome to call in and let us know how your week was. And this next segment, since Rashad was there live, wanted to get some more of his thoughts about where he was and the things he with. And, of course, again, you're welcome to call in. Calling from the 269, we see you in there, and we'll get into you after the break. So hold on to you there. Or if you're listening to the show, then, we'll find out there if you... we'll get you on the air. However, let's go ahead and go to the break while I'm doing 3 or 4 things at one time. I'm going to mute Christy and Rashard, and we'll go to our second commercial break. You listen to the 90 Degree Show, Week 6, and we'll be back with a little poo-analysis, if you will. Thanks again for listening.
Hey, it's the Edge One, Southern University's Class of 2013 graduate. You're listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
From photo shoots to graduation pictures, from pro bass to band footage, from pageants to yard shows, there's only one team you can count on, the Edge One Productions. Visit theedge1.com and trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
What if there was a Facebook for bands? Wait a minute, there is. Bandhead.org. Bandhead.org is a social network for HBCU show bands. You can create your own profile and post videos, photos, and comments on Bandhead.org. Need somewhere to post events, audition schedules, job postings? Check out Bandhead.org. Are you recruiting for talent? Go to Bandhead.org. Bandhead.org, a social network for bands.
Hi, I'm Julian Johnson, Hampton University graduate, and you are listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
Welcome back to our second segment here on the 90 Degree Show, bringing you back with Central State. Rep your city, as they say. And footage, again, provided, and that sound provided from Terrell. Got that tape, and we were able to download it there. So shouts out to you. Thanks a lot, Terrell. Appreciate your gas money and hitting the road so we can have something on the show to talk about. 718-664-6025. You're welcome to call in on the show. I wanted to hear a little bit from Rashard. I want to talk a little bit. I had a couple more things about SU Bama State. Basically, it was a massacre, but a couple of funny things I saw on Periscope. And a couple of things somebody had heard in the crowd. But I thought it was really, really nice seeing the crowd there at the Fifth. It was really, really nice to see. I mean, it was a good collection of folks there. Somebody was rooting on Alabama State. And when they were playing, I think it was maybe during the first part of the video, she was like, "Come on, Alabama State. I'm going to put the oil on you." That's what she said. Yeah. I was rolling. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, ASU, like I say, like that one part where like they came in, and I'm glad that everyone got the post. I guess they're just timid this year, but we're praying for you, Alabama State. We pulling for you. The marching, whatever Alabama State is, but we pulling for you, brothers. Hopefully she'll be back. That's right, the marching Hornets. That's right. Thank you. Someone from the 269 area code call in, bring you in on the show. 269, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from tonight?
This is Chris Jones. What's up, man?
What's going on?
You're not going to do my own commercial. Ain't nothing, bro. Ain't nothing, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, man.
Calling in.
Hold up, man. Y'all talking about Bama State now. I saw some good things out of Bama State. I really did. Now, I look at everything about Bama. Did you notice when they played the B Gotta Have My Money? Did you hear that song?
Yeah, I did.
That arrangement was nasty. But did you see the dances? Oh, the choreography was off the stands were off the chain. Those stands that those girls did were off the chain. You that's what I'm saying. People would not. When you look at Bang, you got to look at everything.
I'll leave that to the men. On the line.
but see, that's the whole thing, though. See, usually the men don't even look at that. They looking at the legs shaking in the they looking at that. But I'm talking about the choreography. They had some awesome choreography. I had to give it up to them. I had to. I mean, from the weed swinging to everything, Joe. It was off the chain to me. It was off the chain.
So I got to ask you, Chris Jones, so right quick, who do you think won the battle, let's say the Fifth, between Bama State and the S?
Oh, you know the U won that thing, but I'm saying I gotta give props where props are due, though.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
It was not a beat down. I didn't think it was a thrashing or a raping. I think they held their own, and honestly and truly, when everybody, and I love that about Southern. Everybody's trying to they always try to step the game up when they play Southern. Always try to step the game up, but you got to be there before you get to Southern. You got to be there. You got to be presenting yourself. You got to be pushing yourself before Southern. And some people, this week we're gonna go practice hard. We're gonna practice hard this week. But I give them a little prop. They did a good show. They had a all right show. One thing I can't stand to see Bama State Morris. They do the backwards Morris thing, and I mean you got to still keep your line straight. But I did see some problems. I saw some problems in slants and in the step two slants with Southern too. I did. I saw some people a little off, just a little off. Never,
impossible.
Once again, once again, we're not perfect. I mean, hey, Southern can make mistakes too, but. I like the dance routine. I like them coming out with the big guy, the baritone player. He come out there and do the what's the dance? Do the not the nay.
The Quan.
The Quan. Yeah, he was doing the Quan. I like that. But it was a good show. But I must say I give it up to Alabama State. They came out, they represented breast cancer real good with the pink plumes and the pink shirts. I love that. I do. I love that. I love the presentation of the dances. I look at everything, the timbre, the color, the pageantry of marching band. That's how I see it all the time. But anyway, back to the show.
I'm glad you said that part.
I love you, Christy. My bad.
It's funny, man, because, like, you know, I'm glad that they had the pink, that they wore the pink. I thought that was discreet enough to, you know, like you don't necessarily have to put it in your show or something like that. You know, you don't have to pull tears or whatever. So I did like that, that they had that in their uniform. I definitely would like to see more of that, I think. But yeah, it was a slaughter, Chris Jones. I mean, it just.
Oh man,
they weren't as precise. They weren't as precise on the field. You're right, as their drill. But we were talking about that last week. I guess it's hard to get up for everybody and stay up for folks. But man, that fifth was that fifth was something else.
It was a little lopsided. It's all good now.
Come on now, Christy now. Come on now, Christy now.
What, man? Y'all give me a hard time.
My bad. I heard you say something about the Norfolk State A&T game.
Yeah, did you see that, Chris Jones?
Now I'm gonna tell you something. Now I'm gonna come correct. I'm gonna come from the hip. Norfolk State got in that tail.
No, they did not. They did not.
On the field, they got in that tail.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I love you, Chris. I know you from the T. I know you got the Aggies right. But Aggies lied and they died.
He got the rhymes. He had the rhymes.
Yeah, you come on, man. You know I'm a lyricist, but. Hey, Joe, you got to understand this though. They got Bethea. Bethea is from where? Where Bethea from?
Oh, I never said that they suck.
No, I'm talking about Bethea from Jackson State.
Yeah, I know.
Is he the headband director? Is he the headband director at Norfolk?
Yeah, he's the
headband director.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Shout out to you, Mr. Bethea. He always was the percussion instructor when we were there. So, yeah, shout out to him. He's got his opportunity. I think he, I don't know where he went undergrad, but I believe he got his master's at University of Indiana, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, too.
You have a right to your opinion, even though it's wrong. You still have a right to your opinion. It's all good.
Come on. All right. Let's do this, too. Let's do this, too. Now, Norfolk State has 10 tubas. A&T has 16, 18. If I stand corrected, am I right?
I don't know the instrumentation now.
Come on. Man, those 10 tubas was holding their own. And they play so many good pedal tones. Oh, my gosh. OMG. I love their pedal tones. And the sound that they have, I don't like the percussion section. I don't dig the snares of Norfolk. But I do dig Cold Steel. Cold Steel is the truth. Cold Steel can go against a Core Style, a DCI, a HBCU. They can go against them all. I'm not going to lie. Them some bad boys. But Norfolk had a good show. That was a good show, man. I have to put it down. And A&T has been my top band this year already, but I have to put it down. They got them that game. They got them. Everybody has it.
So you say that they won the halftime show or the fifth?
They won the halftime show. Now the fifth. You know, A&T is not really a stand band. A&T is not really a stand band per se. You know, coming with the ballads and coming with the songs like that.
Wait a minute. Now, see now. Okay, you know
I mean, they're all right, man.
Wait a minute.
We talking about a lineage of a band from Mr. Adams, one of the best.
Okay, so you wanted to. So I get it. Okay, you wanted them.
I am, but he instilled that.
Because he has his disciples. Now, Mr. Adams. Now that's my dude. But he has his disciples. And so you wanted them. Okay. I got you.
When Miss Adams said, "Let there be bread," I said, "Can I eat?" Now I was one of the brothers. Can I? Hey, shoot, hey, I am. But I mean, no, don't get it twisted now. I love A&T. I really don't even dig Norfolk like that. It's a young lady up in Michigan with me right now. She worked with the band, and we talk trash about Norfolk every day we used to see each other. And I'm not really a Norfolk fan because I didn't like Norfolk back in the day when they used to say the red, the green, and the gold. I used to be like, oh man, come on, bro. And you know, it just didn't get to me. I didn't feel it because I always thought they were like a core style band, so per se. But that show was good to me. I was impressed. Now,
and another thing too about Norfolk, right quick, Chris Jones, is because that whole that mystique, and because their numbers have been down, it's not like in full bloom, like what I'm saying. So I guess the credit to them, since they have those rebuilding years, a lot of that leads and stuff, it would be different if they had those numbers. I mean, if they was Bethune size, even a little bit smaller than Bethune, what I'm saying. I'm sure that what they do, it would be grandiose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I remember
shout out
when
to
they
them.
were size too.
That's what I'm saying. It was a ways ago. So other than that, Chris Jones, because I know we got to move it along, because I know we got this last segment. Was there any other matchups that you saw this weekend, Chris Jones?
I saw the Miles and Central State's matchup. Central State played Tiger San Pedro. Oh my gosh. They played in a different key. It was all right. I didn't like the solos, but it was all right. But Miles was playing bully band on them. They were just like, shoot, we're gonna try to jump on y'all, man. But it wasn't a jump like that. I was impressed. They Central held their own. They did. The show was all right. That show was okay. I saw Miles. I saw Central. I saw Savannah State. I heard you say something about Savannah. I have to go back to them because you are right. They don't have the numbers, but the sound that they're producing is clear and clean. It's crisp. They have a nice, mature sound. And for 9 trumpets, man, I was like, wow, okay. 9 trumpets, 4 baritones, 8 tubas, 6 trombones.
Yeah, they're small now.
Horns. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it don't sound like that. It doesn't sound like that on the field. And I have to give them their kudos on that. I also saw who's the band I saw? Golly, I can't remember the name. I saw Alabama A&M. I saw A&M. I saw a little clip of them. But I really was my thing that I was impressed about this week was that Alabama came against the monster and they held their own. It wasn't. I didn't think it was a beat down like that. I mean, maybe
I don't think it was a beat down, but it was definitely an edge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bama State is not themselves. Bama State is not themselves. I guess that's what we are. I think that's what we are.
But when did Bama State been the truth though? Oh, I know who else I saw. I saw Tuskegee. I saw Skegee too. I did.
Okay, so how is Skegee doing? Because I want to know. Because my boy's director there.
Yeah, John.
He's on the show too. They've gotten more creative. They don't have that bland SEAC type sound anymore. They're trying to build on sound and the Piperettes. Once again, I'm always on auxiliaries. I do look, and the flags, they have a good flag line. The Piperettes, real good choreography. They showed that they can dance instead of just bucking. I think nowadays all the dancers think that, girl, if you drop it like it's hot there, you gonna get it. You gonna get house. No, you got to be creative and have choreography these days. I want to see you dance. I want to see you do a pirouette. I want to see you do plie. Releve, all that stuff. Y'all didn't know, brother knew all that stuff.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, okay, let me find out.
Well, see, one thing about it, like I said, you got to be a bandsman, Christy. But you know what, though? I love you, Christy. You my girl. I dap up the fifth quarter every day. I was talking about you the other day. I swear, I was talking. I'm not lying. I'm serious. Christy, I'll give you kudos, girl. You the truth.
I remember some years ago. I remember you say that, Chris Jones, some years ago. We were talking about the fifth because that was finally some internet stuff, and that somewhat bleeds into the last session we're gonna have in the last. This guy that marched in the band. I think we already talked about it already. Travis Parks put a post on the internet, and I know Ashley said something about it. I actually understand I actually had a little argument on the 5th with some folks from FAM about it, and we'll get into it in the next segment. And I know Brother Drain, Gregory Drain, he actually had a little something to say about it, but is the internet killing bands? So you guys think about that.
Oh, yeah, I got stuff to say.
We're going to go into that, in the next segment, but I definitely want to hear from
killing band.
Rashard.
Really?
Hold up, Chris Jones. Rashard was getting some gas. So I wanted to make sure that he was cool. Rashard, are you still there?
Yeah, man, I'm all filled up. Man, I'm
What's up, Chris Jones? How's it going, brother?
Blessed, brother. Blessed and highly favored.
I'm all good, man. I had to make sure I get the $1.89 gas before I left Virginia.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Yeah, you must be in Virginia. You must still be in Virginia.
And as I'm leaving the gas station, I'm looking across to this one to my left, and this one's $1.83. I'm about to go get some more gas.
Once you cross that North Carolina line, though, 2:30.
You better watch that water. You better watch that water in that gas, though, brother.
I was in South Carolina yesterday, y'all. It was even better than that.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I know it, bro. I know it. Man, I missed that.
Dang, that was Rashad. You were in South Carolina?
I was in South Carolina yesterday and Virginia today.
Get around.
That's what's up, man. So go ahead, break it down. Tell us what you saw, how your week was, man. Because then we'll go into, because I know you want something to say in the last segment too.
Okay. Well, in the last 2 days, not including high school bands, I've seen 7 college bands. So they were in order: Savannah State, Elizabeth City State, Hampton, St. Aug. Let me see here. Virginia State, Virginia Union, and North Carolina A&T. And I really enjoyed myself this weekend. First of all, on Saturday, I went down to the Dillon High School Battle of the Bands, and it was miserable as far as the rain was concerned. It rained almost all the way there. It rained almost the whole time there. Only about half the bands were able to show up. But I'm glad that they were able to come through. Well, South Carolina got ripped really hard with the hurricane. So, the fact that some of the bands were able to come through, but it was just amazing that sometimes between bands, it would literally be a half hour or sometimes an hour between performances because bands were, scheduled to perform at a certain time, and they may be coming from someplace else, like Greensboro. So they couldn't get there any faster than that. So the other bands sat around and started playing. So it is what it is. But I'll get to Savannah State here. So we can definitely tell that Savannah State is in a transition right now. They have a pretty powerful sound for their size. It's pretty full. And you can really literally tell that the band is in transition because you can hear like the low brass kind of is starting to develop that sound that probably Marcus Graham wants them to have. It's very reminiscent of what Edward Waters sounded like. But it's in that trumpet section that they kind of stick out just a little bit. They're not blasting, they're not doing any of that, but they just kind of stick out just a little bit. So you can tell it's only his first year there. So they're not, they're not beating anybody down quite yet. But I give them maybe 2 years from here. I think Savannah State is going to be, somebody really impressive to look at. So I'm very excited about what's going to happen there. Although I think we all missed the big girls that Mr. Graham had and Edward Waters. I don't know if Edward Waters still has the big girls, but hopefully he'll start a big girl squad over here at Savannah State. So let's go over to Elizabeth City State. Elizabeth City State, I just want to apologize to you guys. I feel like I said this before at the Charlotte Battle of the Bands, but I honestly really don't remember the show. I'm racking my brain since I left to remember, what happened in the show and the ups and downs. It wasn't bad. Nobody did a bad show. I honestly don't remember. I think they were the very first band to actually perform, so I kind of don't remember. So maybe, Christy, I don't know if you saw my Periscope on that. Did you see Elizabeth City State?
No, actually, unfortunately, I didn't. I was in and out. I tried to look at all the bands, but I was just handling my business. So I didn't catch them.
Gotcha. Okay. So then the next band I saw was St. Aug, and St. Aug was by far the smallest band there. It was interesting. Oh, by the way, this is today. And this is the Virginia versus North Carolina Battle of the Bands. So this is 6 bands there, 3 from North Carolina, 3 from South Carolina. All the bands get Virginia, North Carolina Battle of the Bands. 6 bands there, 3 from North Carolina, 3 from Virginia. And as each band performs, they have judges. I don't know who the judges were. I don't think they were really band people, but they would toss out scores like 9, 10, whatever. And then they added up all the scores to see which band would be which state won. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
St. Aug was the next band to perform. It was interesting that North Carolina Central was on the docket to perform, but probably due to the event having to be rescheduled, that probably threw him off. So Mr. Davis at St. Aug said that he got the call on Monday to see if they could come up. And, the crowd was pretty impressed with them. They're a very, very small band. I think they have 3 trumpets, 3 baritones, 2 trombones, 1 flute. I don't know that there were any clarinets on the field. But they're pretty loud. Now, granted, they're kind of playing outside of they're playing outside of their horn. So they have a lot of that small band thing that we talked about. You're trying to really save the world. But the audience didn't mind. The audience didn't mind so much. I think they were really, really hyped, particularly during their dance routine. So they really did get a lot of love from the crowd. So you can't deny that. You can't deny the fact that the crowd likes you.
Okay.
So I think Hampton actually performed before they did. And the number one things that I saw about Hampton is the definite improvement in the band from last year. A lot of the things that I was just harping on last year, like the mellophones, like last year, oh my gosh, it's like, what are you doing? Stop. Because the mellophones, there was only 2 of them, and they were trying so hard, once again, to save the band. And they would be all over the place in terms of intonation. And it was not good. But they were really on it. The mellophones are very, very clean. I had a chance to, stand right in front of them because I was literally on the field. If I was any closer, I would have been in the band dancing. So mellophones came right in front of me, and I was like, wow, it was really, really clean and really, really clear. So Hampton's band sounds a lot better. The problem is they have a very small trumpet section. The rest of the band is decent size, but they only have like 6 trumpets. And of the 6, it's really only one of them that's really strong. So there's not a lot of balance in the trumpet section. So that one trumpet is playing his part. He's doing his thing, but you got to have more than one. The other thing about Hampton's show was that they sounded good, but they didn't really have a lot of ups and downs as far as excitement and energy. It's like, here's the show. And there you go. There you have it. And it wasn't really anything that really got the crowd involved. The dance team wasn't particularly exciting. But I think that, with Torrey's first year there, I think there's just, he's getting his feet wet, and I think there's going to be some improvement from there. So the next band I saw was, I want to say Virginia State. Let me know if I'm missing somebody here. Virginia State, I loved Virginia State. I thought that they were incredible. They did, and much better than last year. Last year, I thought they were kind of blasty, which to me is not Virginia State. This year, they were Virginia State. Virginia State has always been, to me, one of those smaller bands that they're really can be top-notch band in the nation. Every time I've seen them at the Honda, granted, generally there was a lot of grad students or graduates marching with them at the Honda, but every time I saw them at the Honda, I felt like they deserved to be there because they did a great show, and this was no exception to that. The show was filled with lots of little runs and little things to really set them apart. I like the setup. So most of the time, like let's say if you have a large trombone section, you're going to have 12 trombones on this side and 12 trombones on that side, or whatever number that you have. They don't do it like that. They split their band up. So they have all the baritones on the left side and all the trombones on the right side. So it really gives you a unique type of sound. You're not getting the same things from different sides. You're getting the opportunity to hear different sounds coming from different perspectives, and that's really cool. But I thought their show was very, very energetic and very exciting. Granted, I was on the field, so I don't know what their drills look like because they did not get the highest score there. The next band was Virginia Union. And Virginia Union did a very good job. They started out with Throwdown, which we were known from Norfolk State, and also I played it in high school, just to let you know. Throwdown is a core style arrangement that some show style bands, particularly in Virginia, have played. And the marching looked good. The sound was pretty good. They have made a substantial turnaround from when I saw them just, I guess, about 3-4 weeks ago. Because remember last year, I was really, really a big fan of Virginia Union. I said, man, they're small, but they play their part. And this year, I hadn't seen that. Even though they're much bigger, I've seen a lot of, just not really playing like they have before. A lot of intonation problems, kind of blasting, sticking out, things like that. But today it seems like they really have cleaned a lot of that stuff up. So the sound was much better. They played an arrangement of Shame, so let me just put this out there. Full disclosure, that arrangement was done by Block Band. But just because it's done by us doesn't mean it's going to sound good. And I've had the disappointment of hearing a lot of our arrangements be like, oh, boy, that wasn't all that awesome. But, they played the tar out of that song. They played the tar out of that, so I got to give them props for that. And the dancer team was really, really hyped. So they got all 10s, so the crowd went wild over Virginia Union.
Virginia Union got all 10s?
Virginia Union got all 10s. That's right.
Wow. So let me ask you.
Do you want to know where Virginia Union is, though?
Well, you mean like geographically, or?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I do know where they are.
Okay. Do you know where the Battle of the Bands was?
At Virginia Union.
Okay.
So yes,
but the crowd doesn't determine the judging. But I don't know who the judges were. You know what I mean? So it could have been Virginia Union alumni.
Christy's saying they greased the palms of the judges. That's what she's saying.
No, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just pointing out coincidences. Womp womp. Don't play that drum thing with me.
No, that's pretty tight. No, but right quick, Rashad, I have to ask you. Was the brother with the baton my favorite guy so far this year that was dancing in front of Virginia Union with the when they were battling Elizabeth City? Was he there?
Oh yeah, he was there. He was out there.
That's why they got all 10s. That's why they got all 10s. Right? That's why. Well, that's cool.
I wouldn't doubt that. He's energetic. But, at that point, the judges had really kind of painted themselves into a corner because, if they're going to give Virginia Union all 10s, and here comes North Carolina A&T, if North Carolina A&T does an outstanding job, which they generally do, then what are you going to give them? North Carolina A&T did not disappoint. I thought the sound was very good. I'm right there. I mean, I'm literally just feet away from them. So I can really hear when two people are not playing together or when people are sticking out or doing those type of things. And I just thought the sound was great. You can hear the articulation. You can see the marching. You can hear everybody together. I thought Dr. Thomas's arrangement of whatever it was that they played, some Mint Condition song, if I'm not mistaken.
What kind of man would I be?
What kind of man would I be? Yeah, I thought that thing was awesome. I mean, he always puts such little itty-bitty details into the songs. And then he ended with, part snippets of other songs in there. So I really enjoyed them. Now, here's what could have lost it for A&T. Because, even though they sounded so good, football stadiums are generally made so that the home side is the west side, okay? That's west. I'm on west. So the mellophones that will be on the south side of the field were doing some horrible things, terrible. The band would, really hit some really cool things, and all of a sudden you're like, what the heck was that? It was like 2 or 3 times. It was just like terrible things coming out of that part of the band, and it was like only there, because the rest of the mellophone section was solid, and it was enough to me to potentially lose them that battle. Now I know that the crowd would never have let that happen because they overall did such a great show. Also, the dancer team, anytime that A&T danced, it just wasn't hype. Like they had a dance in the middle of the show, it wasn't hype. The dance at the end of the show was kind of like, yeah, we're dancing, but you know what, we can really play. Those two things outstanding. They did they did an outstanding show. A&T continues to be one of the top-notch bands in the nation. So, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with them in the near future. After all the scores, by the way, A&T got all 10s except for one, and one score was a 19.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So there were 4 10s and a 19. And so the scores were added, and Virginia won by 3 points over North Carolina.
Oh.
No, North Carolina won.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. But North Carolina won over Virginia by 3 points. I don't know where I am, y'all. I'm in North Carolina. I just left Virginia. Look. Florida won, okay?
Well, that's cool.
Last thing I want to say is that I love show-style bands, y'all, because, like, while they were announcing who won, the band started cranking. And they just started, and, like,
but the end of that was just a pure cluster. Everybody was playing at the same time. Like, come on, man.
Oh, it was fun. The crowd was loving it. We were all just sitting there in awe of all of this great music just coming, like, all simultaneously. So it just show-style bands are just awesome, y'all.
That's what's up, Rashad. Well, appreciate the analysis. Outstanding again as well. You guys, if anyone else wants to call in, 718-664-6025. Got the music coming in here. Still got Chris Jones on hold. We'll see what he wants to say. Terrell, if you're still listening, you can call in this last commercial break. Just get your little snippets, if you will. But when we come back, got a couple of things in the news or whatever, just like we talk word on the street. We can talk more bands if you want. But I want to throw out there is the internet killing our band? And that are our bands, or is it hurting what we're doing? So we definitely want to talk about that when we come back from the commercial break. Mute the microphones here. Week 6 of the 90 Degree Show. Thanks for listening. We'll be back here in a second.
Janice Craig Hartsfield, proud Spelman College alumni, class of 1964, and you're listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
From photo shoots to graduation pictures, from probates to band footage, from pageants to yard shows, there's only one team you can count on, the Edge One Productions. Visit theedge1.com and trust me, you won't be disappointed.
This is Gregory Drain, Director of Athletic Bands at Penn State University, former Marching Wildcat of Bethune-Cookman University, and you're listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
From another commercial break, you're listening to Alabama State, bringing us back from the commercial break. 718-664-6025. We're in our last segment of the show here. We do our word on the street, let folks know what's going on, and just make sure everybody has a good upcoming week, if you will. Unmute the microphone. But I did want to throw this out here before we started to talk about anything else. The conversation was brought up on Facebook by Travis Parks. I believe Travis Parks marched at Jackson State I think he's also the director or someone involved with the Mississippi Mass Band stuff. I think he's involved with that. I know through him or around him. I think I met him or saw him on Facebook, if you will, from Travis Pruitt. I don't know, Travis, I think, is actually writing songs for the Boom. So shout out to your brother Pruitt. Also another Jackson State brother. But he said the internet is killing well, you know what? Let me read the specifics. But it was basically,
I need to know context. I need to know context of this.
Internet was hurting bands, and I've heard this before. I know that on the fifth quarter, just posting things about my show, people are always saying to me, especially like when I say they school got crunk on, oh no, man, you wasn't there, man. You doing this show about them YouTube clips, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, that's cool. But there is, I guess, some validity to what they're saying, because they're saying basically you could go on YouTube if you want and you could watch the entire season of, I guess, North Carolina A&T. And then, people could say, oh, I wasn't there, or they give some type of analysis about their band. Some people believe that is hurting bands, or now it's so saturated with what we've seen through performances, now it's really hard for bands to dazzle us because, we've been oversensitized, if you will, with all of, the things that we've seen on the internet. We see it so much. So Christy, let me get to the specific comment because, like you said, we probably need to hear specifically what was said. But it was, of course, posted on the Real HBCU Uncut page. That is uncut, super off the chain page. Not for people who are sensitive, because folks is off the chain. Oh yeah, okay. So here it is. Travis Parks 9 hours ago. Internet has ruined band. Christy, what do you think about that?
Well, people say internet has ruined band, but I mean, like, you could have easily said the same thing back in the day with videotape. When people were passing tapes, back and forth. I mean, we're not too far removed from that. People would say, well, I've never seen such and such live, but I have a tape of them, and and then they go to that whole debate of, oh, well, what angle were you at, or what angle was the person filming it at? Like, you could go, all day back and forth about that. So, I mean, I don't know how somebody can say the internet has ruined bands, because the internet is used as a recruitment tool for bands. I mean, even back in the day when the fifth quarter was first starting to be created and everything, like, a lot of high school kids went to our site and looked at clips or listened to clips even before there were video clips, and made their decision to come to HBCU because of that. So I don't know how somebody could say that. I think ruin might be a strong word.
Mm-hmm. Rashad, what you think, man?
I think that's further, very, very far from the truth. That I think that if the internet has done anything, it's helped Show Stop Band. It has helped it to maintain its relevance. And people like Christy said, people have decided to go to college, all over the nation because of that. And people like myself, who I was in a Court-style high school in Durham, and I only had a very small, very limited view of Show Stop Band. I never would have gone into a black college if I hadn't seen Southern University on TV. But nowadays, somebody like me can easily, run into all kinds of bands and, and say, wow, this is what I want to do. What's killing marching bands is a lack of creativity.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the internet.
Exactly. That's basically what it's showing. It's exposing a problem that's been happening for years and years. I haven't marched to the band in, let's see here, in 15 years. I haven't marched in a band in 15 years. And in 15 years, the art form overall has changed very little. And I know for a fact that it hasn't changed very much at all in 30 or 40 years.
Because you can predict the show. It's a downfield. They play a song, then it's like a slow song, then it's like a dance girl feature, then it's like the dance. Like you can predict that. That was back in all our day when we were marching.
Exactly. All 6 bands today follow that same format, and they all did what I call the Norfolk State, which is after you play the fast song or the drill, then you hit the beat. Because bands didn't used to do that. They used to just to start.
Yeah, they did. I remember that. Yep.
But they all did that, every single one. So, and I think that's why, a lot of times when you see comments on the 5th, you will see A&T kind of mentioned separately because they are doing other things. But it's time for more bands to do different stuff and change the order. You don't have to do that same format all the time, and that's what we all want to see.
Right. I don't know where he was. I don't know where that came from, honestly.
I'm saying that a lot of people are saying, like, they'll talk about, bands are not really doing it. Only A&T is doing something different, but everybody else is pretty much doing the same type of thing.
But I don't think it's just. I don't think it's just A&T, but I do think it needs to be more than what's out there now. But another thing I wanted to say was that not only are our kids, black and brown folk, looking at HBCUs, like you think about all the predominantly white colleges that are starting to play, like talking out the side of your neck and our staples, and they're not coming out to our games. I mean, where are they finding out about it from? Obviously the net. It's obvious that that's where they're finding it out from. So
right.
Yeah, and everyone knows that the whole thing, the joint performance, was because the Tar Heels were scared that they were about to get crunk on by A&T. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they were like, hey, let's combine and shake our hands for the goodness of will. You see what I'm saying, Rashad? They trying to go after my tears, man. I don't want no emotions at halftime.
So y'all know I work at UNC, and so like my coworkers were even coming up to me, I guess because they know I'm a band head or whatever, but they were coming up to me and they were like, we're gonna go to that game because we heard about the band. Like, all my coworkers have said something to the effect of that, So it's interesting.
That's cool. I'm going to unmute Chris Jones' microphone. Chris Jones, you heard the conversation, man. What do you think about what Travis was saying?
I mean, I understand what he's talking about, but at the same time, I think it's magnified the quality of bands, too, because you have to come with an A game now. You have to come with a better game. And then, like Christy said, kids everywhere, I mean, black, white, pink, or purple, are getting the opportunity to see what we do. And if you notice, I see a lot more white, a lot more Caucasians in the HBCU marching bands now. Hello, McFly, I really do. and I'm seeing that because they're getting the energy, they're getting that imagination that we have as HBCUs, what we bring to the table. And this is an opportunity because, back in the day, Joe, I was the tape man. I had everybody.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the tape, if it wasn't for the VCR, man, we had nights that we used to stay up all night and watch band tapes. All night.
Rashad, do you remember that? You remember when you stayed when we stayed up that whole night watching band tapes back in the day?
That was the very first night of the Living Bandheads.
Yes, it was.
But you know what I like now though? You can go on YouTube. You can go on YouTube or you can go on the 5th quarter and you can see like the bands from 1978 or 1980 or 1968. And you can see the things that they did and the quality of the band. Oh man, I love it. I mean, I think it's a blessing that we do have the computer age, but at the same time, I think it also makes us say that we got to step our game up. The band's got to step their game up. Don't come with the same old traditional, same old. Just like Rashad said, make us say wow, make us say woo. Use those fireworks. That was one of the things that they used to say about Jackson State back in there. I love talking about my They said we was the circus band. We had all kinds of stuff going on. And now you see everybody trying to do little fireworks and stuff like that, little shows. But once again, creativity. It comes into play, and it's being that thing now. So, hey Joe, I'm with the YouTube. I love YouTube. I go to sleep every night on YouTube now.
That's cool. That's cool. Speaking of creativity, just made me think of something since you're on the phone, Chris Jones. Shout out to Duncan C. Gray again and the Double IOS in 1996. I remember we put in our halftime show for Homecoming, You Have That Bomb, blah, 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 blah. Of course, we put it in the halftime show, and I remember Mr. Gray said, and when you guys play that song, we're going to have smoke come out of the field. We were crunk. We almost jumped through the roof, and we were amped on that show. Then when the show happened, two brothers came out there with smoke machines and was spraying Chris Jones and D-Lakes down like they were on fire. That was the smoke Mr. Gray was talking about. But shout out to the creativity. You know, that's what we had to do with Smith. You know what I'm saying?
He's creative. The most creative thing I see Johnson C. Smith do was at the one of the Honda Battle of the Bands. The very last move in the dance routine was to do a wrestling elbow drop.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I can give you one. I can give you one even better than that. I wasn't even in this band when they did the drill blindfolded.
Oh yeah, that was pretty tight.
I was like,
I remember that too.
Yeah.
Wow,
but,
how did that
Gray,
turn out? I didn't know about that. Was that tight?
Check it out. Once again, you can go on YouTube and check it out.
Okay.
That's the type of creativity that like would work. You know, like, oh wow, like, you know, we've seen that maybe once or twice, but you know, just it doesn't take a lot, but just something just to throw us off our toes. Because we have seen a lot of bands. You know, so do something a little bit different. Change it up, you know.
That's what's up, y'all. We actually have a caller from the 773 area code. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from tonight?
This is Ramon Key, Director of Bands from Central State University.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother?
Thanks for calling in. I met Mr. Key, I guess maybe 5 years ago now at the Battle of the Bands out here in Los Angeles. That was at the Home Depot Center, and Central State came out. So you were one of the judges, man.
Yeah.
So it was real cool. I couldn't get
to you.
Yeah, man. I was waving at him. I couldn't get to him because he was sitting next to Sheila E. And you know, security they didn't want this brother with a Marching Podcast shirt around the famous folks. So it was all good. I'm glad I got you on the phone, man.
Oh yeah, it was good times out there.
So how was your weekend, man?
It was very busy, as you know, homecoming and the band brawl going on and getting that done in a limited amount of time. Miles called me 2 weeks ago, say we are coming and we're going to have we want to do the band brawl. So just putting that stuff together at the last minute. It was a lot of work, but we got it done. I think it was a good thing for our kids, a good thing for Miles, and a good thing for the people here in Ohio who don't get to see band brawls like that that often. And we don't get a lot of bands that travel to Ohio. So
y'all did a Friday thing?
Yeah, we did a Friday night band brawl before the game the night before, and it went off well. Went off pretty well. Well attended, and we had a good time.
Yeah, you can check that out, Rashad. Terrell posted that. And Terrell said, shout out to you. He said he wanted to tell you, shout out to you what you're doing. He called in the beginning part of the show and wanted to give you some props. But, yeah, he posted. He's actually still posting that video on the Internet, y'all, as carrying the theme. Posted that video as we're speaking now, so everybody can check out that battle. And the halftime shows are there as well.
I want to give a shout-out to all the video guys. I heard you guys talking a little bit about video and YouTube, and those video guys keep everybody aware of what's going on in the band world. And for places like Chicago, Terrell has been just like that one-man show that makes sure that all the bands, the high schools there can see all the HBCUs and everyone else. So it's a teaching tool for many students, and and many directors and stuff. And those kids bring that video footage back to the band room. Maybe the director didn't get to look at it and say, hey, we might get some ideas from this and show them some great things, So I think that's a viable institution, the video guys out here. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's doing that for all the social media networks.
Yeah, I definitely see they have the HBCU videographers page on Facebook. I don't know if it's closed or open or whatnot, but a lot, and I appreciate that they all understand community. It's no one be like, man, check out my video over so and so's video. They actually are posting out, hey, everyone, be safe this weekend, blah, blah, blah. They all make sure that they're all together. Tyrone, as we have on the network, Tyrone and Barney know each other. We're all a family, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I really appreciate about them as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up. So is there anything else, Christy or Chris Jones or anything? I know since we got Mr. Key on the phone, do y'all have any questions for Christy? You have anything that you want to ask him or anything? Anybody want to throw off of while we have him on the show here?
Well, can you maybe talk to us about how you got to Central State, like your path?
I was teaching in Chicago at Percy Julian High School, and I got there. I was working for CBS High School, and the director that came from Tennessee State. And the principal at Julian was a Tennessee State grad, played trombone in the band. I got over there and was developing the program there for many years. And then I came out to California, like where I met Joseph at, and did the National Battle Band there and was successful there in L.A. Central State had an opening, and Neil Sapp had actually left there to go to A&T. And they just gave me a call, and we said, hey, can we see your tape? And we did the pregame for the Circle City Classic with NCAT versus Tennessee State. And they were real impressed with Percy Julian High School. Yeah, North Carolina A&T. I'm sorry, and they were impressed with that show, and as well as the concert band thing, and they brought me in.
Okay,
that's outstanding. That's actually a really good question. Rashad or Chris Jones, you had anything to ask? Yeah, sorry to put y'all on the spot. I'm just excited we had him on the show. I just wanted to. I will ask you this: who made the decision to bring Miles? What would you say, Christy? Did you have something else?
I got questions now. Okay. Okay, so just to give you some background. So I work in career services. I basically teach people how to interview. So I'm gonna ask you some questions since you're here. Yes, ma'am. So okay.
Well, Christy, let me bounce one thing off him right quick, and then I'm gonna let you drill it because I didn't know you were so ready. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, yeah.
Christy prepared.
Who made the decision to bring Miles? Because Miles is bigger than y'all, and I guess you guys didn't want to bring someone that you was gonna be like slaughtering or whatever. So was that your decision to bring Miles in for homecoming?
Yeah, that was my decision, and me and Professor Snipes talked about that back in June. And I said, I want you guys to come up for our homecoming. We got you on schedule. I need to bring you guys up, and I want you guys to be there. And that was my decision. And I didn't care about their size or anything. I just wanted another band there and for our homecoming, so we can have that great experience, that environment there. Mm-hmm. And they tried to work out the first Sunday, and they kept working it out, and we got it done. So hats off to Dr. Merriweather and Professor Snipes of it, Miles, for getting the band here and stuff. So it's, we're trying to bring the SIAC up to the front, and bring a all around for the bands in the SIAC. So we just had a band directors meeting with the SIAC back in June. We started our association, and Dr. Merriweather is the president of the association. Professor Snipes is the vice president. And we're putting that together to bring the SIAC back to the front. You're going to see a lot more things from the bands in the SIAC, band brawls at halftime, to try to travel more and get things done. And then also have, the networking and everything. After the bands get together and fellowship, they know it's a brawl, it's a battle, it's a war at the show, but when it's all over, we all together, we family. So.
There it is.
Yeah, man, that's actually a really good picture that Brother Snipes has up on his Facebook page. You guys can check out the interview. I'm sure we'll be interviewing you and chopping it up in the future, but on when we did the interview with Professor Snipes, you guys could check that out. It's a really good picture of you and him. I think the director's there and the SIAC. But I like seeing that stuff because, 20, 30 years from now, that's going to be like, man, look at all these people. These people was in the same room, you know what I'm saying? So you guys check out that. It's a really good picture. So, Christy, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you, and then after this question, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show.
Okay. Well, I am just curious. I want to know, like, as a band director, what is the best part of your job and what is the worst part of your job?
Oh, wow. Well, the best part of the job is the show, and and the end result is watching those kids walk off that stage when they graduate, letting me know that I was able to help them out with their life, and they can go back to their communities and give back. And a lot of them graduate and go on and work with other bands, whether they're majoring in music or not. And those are great things when I see them at homecoming or at other marching band festivals, and those same kids are working with other bands part-time as they're doing other jobs. So those are great things. Seeing the legacy live on is the greatest thing, as an educator. So, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. The worst part is dealing with administrators
and money.
And money, and that's the worst part. And I guess everybody got that problem. And let them know that your program is viable, and that music is a great thing to have. And they got to put an investment in it. And that's the hard part. And you can call it the worst part, but that's the hardest part.
Okay, I got another question. I'm sorry, Joe.
No, go ahead, Christy. You in the role.
Okay,
it's in
so
the
how
role.
long have you been at Central State?
8 years, since 2007.
Okay. With that said, if you could go back and change something, what would it be and why? Sorry for putting you on the spot, but I do teach people how to interview, right?
Golly, Chris, you come with some questions, girl. I love it.
It's my job,
Oh yeah, Olivia Pope over there.
I do my interviews all day.
I know, right?
I think what the best thing about business and life is that we create good relationships with people, and we do our best to have relationships, and maybe I might have shut a couple of people out in the beginning when I was starting for whatever reason, but I wish I could change that and go back and see if I could go back and maybe handle some things just a little bit differently. We might be in a different path now, but we are where we are, and it's looking good right now. But I guess I would change that if I had to change the way some relationships went, because that means a lot in business. And
okay.
But Doc, I gotta say one thing too. Can you give one of my kids a shout out? Herbert Blaze Elkhorn at Central. You know him?
Huh? Did you say Herbert Jackson?
Yeah, he used to be he came to one of my drum major clinics in Atlanta, and great guy. Isn't he about to graduate?
Herbert is about to start student teaching next semester. He's one of our really great musicians and a really great person, and he's working real hard. He was so excited about this past weekend. I asked him, how did you like it? He said, this was just the best part of my experience here at Central State. And he really paid a lot of homage to you as his former director and showing the ways, and he does his part. He does his part.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, I used to call him Spider-Man. That was his alias. I used to call him Spider-Man. He's a bad cat, man. I just impressed with him. I actually stole a move from him, and I've taken that move around the nation. I call it the double chair. I do a lot of the bands that I work with, I try to give them that signature move, and he's the one that started the move. And that was maybe 10 years ago. Well, not 10 years ago. Maybe 8 years ago. I'm just telling my age. Yeah,
he's going to be a great band director. He's picking up everything. And he's really going to be a great band director. We're just looking for a master's program for him right now, and it's going to be awesome. He's going to be awesome.
I do have to tell you, man, I was impressed with even though your size is not that big, you know, I'm not the size type person. If you bringing it, you're bringing it. Mm-hmm. Y'all got a good sound, man. Y'all got a good sound. And the brother on tuba, the other brother, the other brother from another mother, hey, he's serious. He's serious. He is serious, baby. He is serious. I dig that. That's what I'm talking about. That's that YouTube, y'all. That's the YouTube. Yeah. That's the YouTube.
I think we need to know that everybody's watching YouTube, and that's other cultures. We got a lot of Latinos and Caucasians and everything watching that normally don't attend HBCUs. And Chris is actually from the west side of Chicago, and if you know anything about that,
wow.
You know, I'm in Michigan.
He's around it.
On that note, while I was at the battle earlier today, I happened to see a dude, a white dude that I thought went to Hampton. You know, as I asked, "Hey, do I know you?" And then all of a sudden, there's a very strong accent came out, and he was actually from Germany. He's an exchange student from Germany, and so he and his people were there, and they were, checking out everything, and they were loving the band. So yeah, absolutely, we're being seen by people all over the world.
I'm glad you said that, Rashad, because actually, you know, our Twitter followers, I didn't even think about that when we were talking about all over the world, but 10% of our followers here are in England. So there are a lot of folks, especially England, I'm sure in Europe, that really enjoy show-style marching bands, brass ensembles is really big over there. You know, and then, of course, you had that story about Smith going to Ireland, and how well they did and how well, you know, they were received and them winning that parade. So, I mean, yeah, man, definitely these videos and even with us talking is casting the net and something we need for the support of our schools. So we're getting close to wrapping up the show. Mr. Key, I really appreciate you calling in. Is there anything else on the radar that you got coming out? Anything else that we should be looking for Central State?
I just want to give a shout out to my arranger, Mr. Herbert Wynn, who we stole from Virginia State, and he's been doing a wonderful job for us at Central. He is the man. You hear that new sound? That's him putting it together, and he's doing a phenomenal job. I just want to give a shout out to him that I love him so much, and he's my brother, my frat brother, and everything. And I'm glad I was able to get him over here at Central State. I also want to say that I just been asked to go to Africa.
Oh, wow.
They want to do some marching bands there, and they say, hey, we want you to develop some proposals. We want our universities to have some show-style marching bands. And so I'll let you know how that develops. That was interesting. That was last week. And hey, man, I love to roll with you.
I was going to say, can you stow me in your suitcase?
I know. I want to go to the motherland, brother.
When are we leaving?
We out, yo.
Circle of life.
No, you know.
Ridiculous.
Well,
right, exactly.
That's actually really exciting. So yeah, definitely we want to definitely find out about that. I mean, you definitely be a big hit over there, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Man, yes, sir.
Wow.
You know, that's one thing I've been wondering about for a while is, we as African Americans, I mean, we've got a lot of natural rhythm. But Africans kind of put us to shame when it comes to natural rhythm. I just want to know what it's like to have a show-style band of people from Africa. My God.
The drum section stuff.
The drum section are vicious.
Oh,
my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's what's up.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I'm all excited, man. So we definitely want to find out. Chris Jones, anything else you want to let us know before we leave? Anything going on with March Aerobics?
Right now, man, I'm in the transitional stage, man. I'm about to move, man. I'm about to head out. I'm looking at a couple of new places to move to. I'm looking at Florida, and I'm looking at back to North Carolina and California. So, it's out there right now. I'm trying to just shoot another video or two, new ad video. But right now, actually, I'm about to get up and go work out. So, Joe, everybody, Chrissy, I got to make this 5-mile run right now. I'm going to the gym. I got to go get it in like Earl Flynn. Hey, let's talk to y'all. Bro, hey, I love y'all, man. I love the show. Love you, Joe Beard. You know, we go back like 4-5 times on the Yugo. Just want to say peace, love, and chicken grease, y'all. Hey, y'all be easy. Much love.
You can't have no chicken grease while you about to go on a 5-mile run.
Yeah, true.
Rashad, anything going on with the great Block Band Music and Publishing? Anything going on you need to be on the radar this week?
Yes, sir. It is time for band directors to start thinking about your Christmas music. So if you are listening to this show now is the time to start thinking about what you're going to play for your Christmas parade.
Y'all got that Donny Hathaway?
Yes, yeah. You got 3 arrangements for this Christmas and songs. You know, band directors are still, getting the equipment that they need, and so we are here to be able to provide you with whatever you need, even your concert band music for next semester. It's never too early to start thinking about what you're going to play as far as your assessments and those type of things are concerned. So Block Band can take care of all of those things for you. So we're excited to be there to help.
Outstanding as always. Excuse me. Christy, what's going on with you? Anything going on that we should be looking out for of the female? I'm sorry, I always meant Diary of a Female Bandhead.
Yeah, so I actually just posted a blog post today talking about my 5 or 6 favorite songs so far, and I've also added YouTube links to them, so check that out. It's on femalebandhead.com. And you can always go to thefifthquarter.com to talk about HBCU bands. We're, making sure that we are represented live and in living color. So definitely check out both of those sites.
Definitely a lot of clips. Everything pops up on Fifth Quarter. That's like the Mecca, y'all, for all the people that are listening. That's definitely the Mecca for all of the things you need to know what's going on with the craft. So we really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate your time tonight. That's all the time we have for the show. I will let all the folks know that if you're interested in becoming a sponsor or a patron to the Marching Podcast, please contact the show. We'll give you the criteria so we can start to pub your business using our platform. We'll play your commercial. We'll show your icon during our broadcast, and we'll post your website on our blog. We'll help you send out information through social media. So contact us so we can help build your business. That's all the time we have for tonight. Check out and donate what's in your heart to the website, themarchingpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening. And remember, the lectures you deliver may be very fine and true, but I'd rather get my lesson by observing what you do. See you next time.